Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and in this short video I'll be comparing the Samsung Galaxy S6 with the S6 Edge. Now a lot of people out there who are interested in upgrading or buying new phones, they'll be looking at these two phones very closely, and that's why I thought I got hold of a Samsung Galaxy S6. So I thought let's do a quick comparison to show you guys what the main differences are. Okay, first of all, obviously we know the screen on the S6 Edge is a curved screen, whereas the S6 is normal like a regular Galaxy like the S5. So the screen is not curved, it's flat, whereas on the S6 Edge, as you can see, you got curves on the left and right side of the phone. Also, there's one thing I have noticed straight away when you hold them both in your hands, that the S6 is a bit slightly on the heavier side. This is around 140 grams in weight, whereas the S6 Edge is a bit lighter and it's around 132 grams in weight. So that's the very first thing that you notice straight away, that the S6 is slightly more heavier. Also, if you look at them very carefully side by side, you will see that the S6 is slightly thicker than the S6 Edge because of the curved, obviously, glass at the front and both dual curved edges. Samsung have successfully been able to reduce the thickness of the phone, and then they also been able to reduce the weight of the phone, resulting in a much lighter and much slicker phone in the S6 Edge as compared to the Samsung Galaxy S6. So all in all, I think the S6 is slightly heavier in terms of weight, and S6 is more lighter, and also the S6 is slightly thicker, where the S6 Edge is more slimmer. Okay, as far as everything else is concerned, if you look at the bottom of the phones, the speaker, the USB charging port, and the 3.5mm jack, they are all exactly placed in the same way, and there's hardly any difference whatsoever. Looking on the left hand side, you have the volume rockers exactly placed in the same bit, no difference whatsoever. Looking at the top, you have the IR blaster and also the mic. As you can see, I think on the S6 the difference here is that on the S6 Edge you have the SIM tray on top here, whereas on the S6 I think the SIM tray, if I remember correctly, is on the right hand side of the phone. There we go. Yeah, so the S6 has a SIM tray on the right hand side, whereas the S6 Edge has the SIM tray on the top side of the phone. And the reason for that is obviously because they had to make curved edges, and there was no other way they could have put the SIM tray on the left or right side of the phone. So that's why the SIM tray is on top of the S6 Edge, whereas on the S6 it's on the right hand side. Okay, looking at the left hand side now, let me just place them clearly just to make sure that they are exactly on the same side. Okay, yeah, this is the right hand side now. So you look at the right hand side now, and the power buttons are exactly on the same spot, and the key difference, like I said to you earlier, is the SIM tray, which is on the S6 on the right hand side, whereas the S6 Edge SIM tray is on top, and that's why there's nothing else here to look at. Okay, now looking at the back cameras, both cameras are same 16 megapixel cameras with heartbeat sensor and also the LED flash, and unfortunately both cameras are protruding. That's the only con that I see on the S6 and the S6 Edge. The cameras are actually bulging out, they're protruding, so once you put the phones straight on the surface like that, they will never be flat. There are cases out there which you can put on, once you put a case on the phone, on any of these phones, hopefully the protruding camera will not be a problem, but I think it's a slight design flaw which Samsung did have to do with the phones. I don't know, for whatever reasons they couldn't get the camera module to go flat and match with the surface, and it had to come out protruding. That's the only con in the design as far as I'm concerned. Now both the phones, none of them have any expandable memory, and the batteries are also sealed in, so there's no way you can expand the memory or you can change the battery on both these phones. As far as the colors is concerned, I have shown you in my video before the S6 Edge Black Sapphire, which I showed you a few days back. The same Black Sapphire is now on the S6. I think the S6 on the Black Sapphire has got less fingerprint magnets on it. If you see clearly in the video, I've been holding both the phones for a few minutes now. The S6 Edge Platinum Gold is more aggressively taking all the fingerprints, so it's a big fingerprint magnet, whereas the S6 on the Black Sapphire, you can still see the fingerprints, but it's not as obvious as it is on the Platinum Gold. So if you go for the Platinum Gold or the Emerald Green, if I remember correctly, that's the color that you get in the S6 Edge, you will see the fingerprints very, very clearly. Whereas on the Black Sapphire and the white, the fingerprints are not as obvious, and they definitely are not as bad looking as it is on the other two colors. So apart from this, guys, nothing much else different. Both phones are same. There is one minor difference which I have forgotten. I'm going to just let you know now. The S6 Edge has a 2600 milliampere battery as compared to 2550 on the S6. The reason for that is because you got the extra curves and the edges on the S6 Edge. That's why there's a difference of 50 milliampere in the battery. But in the real world, both phones have exactly the same battery life. There's no difference, and overall the specs and everything else is exactly the same. So guys, this was a quick comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S6 and the S6 Edge. S6 Edge in platinum gold and S6 in black sapphire. If you like my video, guys, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And if you got any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next video.